What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'll go on my WWE Raw review and highlights. So, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube. Follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. Now let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Now Monday Night Raw gets a 4 out of 10, and that's all I gotta say. Then, now, forever together, the WWE video leads us into the show. The Raw video plays and we go live into the arena to see a big pyrotechnics display. Edge Music Hits and the WWE Hall of Fame couple of Edge and Beth Phoenix make their way to the ring to a huge ovation. Edge runs all around the arena, getting fans fired up, taking selfies and signing autographs. His wife beams with pride watching her husband from the ring. Okay, this was a cool segment right here. Video package. Edge says, "I quit to save his wife," losing to Finn Balor at Extreme Rules after Rhea Ripley threatened to give Beth Phoenix a concerto. Ripley wound up doing it anyway. In January at the Royal Rumble, Edge and Beth Phoenix return and attack Balor and Rhea Ripley. Edge and Beth Phoenix are in the ring. Edge greets Orlando and has to bring his heart rate down after watching that video. It's so good to be back. Edge refers to himself as the king of comebacks. Edge says he's here because of the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is his fault. The idea was to try to develop talent that he truly thought deserved it. It worked. All of the Judgment Day are in a better place than they were a year ago. Finn Balor is operating on a level he never seen before. Damian Priest has proven he's a workhorse that can go against the very best. Rhea Ripley went from number one to outlast everyone in the Royal Rumble to go to WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair. And Dom's there too. For the last year, they battled back and forth to get to Extreme Rules. Edge knew Finn Balor didn't have what it takes to hurt him enough to make him quit physically. The minute he saw Rhea Ripley hit Beth Phoenix with the brass knuckles and threaten her with the chair, he felt helpless. Edge is not used to that feeling. Edge gives the Judgment Day a golf clap, a light "you still got it" chant picks up, but Edge says he never lost it. Edge says they made a bad problem worse. Edge is a cool, vindictive, sick bastard who will sink to any level to get his pound of flesh. Beth Phoenix says she'll cut to the chase. If Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor have the stone, they here to finish this. The Judgment Day comes out to the stage without Rhea Ripley. Finn Balor says he's noticed a pattern. Edge makes his trumpet return only for the Judgment Day to beat him down again and again. It might be time for Edge to say "I quit." Dominic Mysterio says they must have her because word on the street travels fast. Mysterio has served hard time since they gone been they've been gone. The crowd boos Mysterio. Mysterio tells Edge and Beth Phoenix to run along before he does something that he learned on the inside, just like he did to his deadbeat dad, who don't make it to the Royal Rumble match. Damian Priest said Mysterio is right. Damian Priest suggests the next time they beat them down, they make Extreme Rules look like child's play. After he cooks Angelo Dawkins, Damian Priest mess up his lines before saying he hates Edge so much that he can't speak right now. Damian Priest will go into the Elimination Chamber and win the United States Champion. Mysterio says he wishes Mommy was here to watch that they do to Edge. Mommy is basically promoting WrestleMania. Edge tells Mysterio to shut up. They don't know what they don't know what they really want. The night Demi Priest clothesline his head off. He says he didn't want a leader, but he follows Balor like a lapdog. They drop each other faster than ex-con Dom drop his pants in a clink. Edge can't Edge can't wait for Mysterio to snap to snap at to snap in 619 Dom's teeth down his throat. Bad Phoenix cannot believe that Rhea Ripley isn't here because of a promotional appearance. Rhea Ripley isn't here because Beth spared her soul out of her body. Beth Phoenix isn't here to talk. She's here to beat Rhea Ripley's you know what. Since Rhea Ripley isn't here tonight, the rated R superstar Edge and the Glamorous on Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley at Elimination Chamber. Finn Balor asks Mysterio if Rhea is in. Mysterio says Mommy is in. Finn Balor accepts if they can make it to Elimination Chamber. The Judgment Day gets in the ring. Edge tries to fight them off. Angelo Dawkins quickly runs down to even the odds. Angelo Dawkins knocks Damien Priest out of the ring. Edge then delivers a spear to Finn Balor. Mysterio backs up the ramp, but Montez Ford appears behind him. Ford puts Mysterio in the ring. Beth Phoenix gives Mysterio the glam slam. As she holds Mysterio up, he screams, "Mommy!" This was a cool segment. But Rhea Ripley should not be losing at the Elimination Chamber. And that's all I gotta say. But anyway, we go to commercial break. Alright, so we get Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Damian Priest versus Angelo Dawkins. This was a pretty good match right here. We joined this match in progress. Damian Priest is punching away at Dawkins. Damian Priest sends him into the ropes, but Dawkins cartwheels around him and hits a drop kick. Dawkins connects with a flapjack. Dawkins goes for the plancha, but he puts the brakes on when Priest moves. Dawkins gets out of the ring and pounds Priest over the ring. Over the commentary table. During the break, WWE official Adam Pearce ejected everyone from ringside to keep this match fair. Dawkins has Priest in the ring and goes for a twisted avalanche, but Priest forearms him in the face. Damian Priest puts Dawkins in the corner and whips him to the opposite side. Damian Priest hits a running back elbow and hits a broken arrow for a 2 count. Damian Priest applies a surfboard stress before punching him and picking up a 2 count. Damian Priest applies a rear chin lock. Dawkins spikes up and punches out. Dawkins sidesteps a big boot and hits an enziguri. Damian Priest angrily charged, but Angelo Dawkins pulls the top rope down to get him out of the ring. Dawkins gets out of the ring and charge, but Damian Priest closes him down. Damian Priest gets Dawkins to his feet and hits a vertical suplex on the floor. Damian Priest gets in the ring and breaks up the referee's count. Damian Priest goes outside and jumps off the steel steps with a flying kick. So we go to commercial break. We come back from the break to see both men down. Dawkins hits a pair of clotheslines before Damian Priest punches him. Dawkins leaps over him and hits a flying back elbow. Dawkins hits a twisted avalanche and a step up enziguri. Dawkins catches Damian Priest with an exploder suplex for a near fall. Dawkins takes Damian Priest down and goes to the top rope. Damian Priest pops up and grabs him by the throat, but Dawkins snaps him off the top rope. Damian Priest quickly boots him and hits an elevated flatliner for a near fall. Damian Priest goes for South of Heaven, but Dawkins counters into the silencer for a near fall. Dawkins goes to the top rope and hits a swanton bomb. Dawkins covers, but Damian Priest just barely kicks out. Dawkins slaps the mat in frustration. Dawkins angrily punches Damian Priest, but Damian Priest absolutely rocks him with the right hand. Dawkins responds with a big right hand. Damian Priest hits a spin kick and drops him with South of Heaven for the victory. The winner of the match, Damian Priest. This was a pretty good match right here. Yeah, pretty good match. Damian Priest joins United States champion Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, Johnny Gargano, and Bronson Reed in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber match. All right, let's move on. Early today, United States champion Austin Theory drove up to the arena in a Lamborghini. Coming up next, we'll see what happened on SmackDown with Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Commercial break. WWE congratulates Bad Bunny on winning a Grammy Award last night. Okay, WWE Adam Pearce finishes signing Maximum Male Model to WWE Raw, which is they ain't gonna do nothing anyway. Chelsea Green walks up and discusses her demands. She wasn't happy with her began chocolate because she wanted Swiss. Chelsea Green is not happy with not being in the elimination chamber. Pierce says she didn't last 5 seconds in the Royal Rumble. She asks if she needs to speak to his manager. Green says she deserves an opportunity. Her family is in town and wants to present in the proper way. One call and she can destroy his job. Chelsea Green walks off and Pierce looks irritated. So we get a video package. Roman Reigns is attacked by Sami Zayn on Friday Night SmackDown. Roman Reigns gave Sami Zayn in the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match at Elimination Chamber and promised to destroy him in front of his family, friends, for breaking up the bloodline. Like I mentioned on my WWE SmackDown review highlights, that Sami Zayn is not going to beat Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber. The only thing I can see is that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go after the SmackDown Tag Team Champions against the Usos. That's all I gotta say. Just want to put that out there, just to let everybody know. Anyway, let me continue. The Usos will defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship against Braun Strowman and Ricochet. It's unclear if Jey Uso will actually show up. Baron Corbin makes his way to the ring alongside WWE Hall of Famer John Bradshaw Layfield JBL. Does not look pleased. Corbin will face Dexter Lumis next. Corbin breaks. I'm sorry. Commercial break. Replay our showing of Dexter Lumis destroying JBL's hat with a hatchet last week on Raw. So we get Baron Corbin accompanied by JBL versus Dexter Lumis accompanied by Johnny Gargano. This match I did not really care. I didn't care about this match. I wasn't invested in this match. As Dexter Lumis makes his entrance, Corbin viciously attacks him. The referee checks on Dexter Lumis, confirms he is okay to start the match. The Bad Rings and Corbin avalanche Dexter Lumis before applying a chin lock. Corbin elbows away at him and chances the hole. JBL watches Corbin intently from ringside. Dexter Lumis fights up, but Baron Corbin needs him to the corner. Corbin punches him and whips him hard into the opposite corner. Corbin covers for a 2 count. Corbin shouts at Johnny Gargano before raking Lumis' face. Lumis fights up and punches him. Dexter Lumis ducks a right hand and hits a pair of right hands. Dexter Lumis lifts him for another right hand before hitting a corner clothesline. Dexter Lumis follows up with a bulldog. Lumis connects with a back suplex and kips up before hitting a leg drop. Dexter Lumis goes to take him down, but Baron Corbin backs him to the corner. Dexter Lumis sidesteps an avalanche and hits a sit out choke slam for the victory. The winner of the match, Dexter Lumis. I did not really care about this match. JBL looks disgusted at ringside. Dexter Lumis celebrates in the ring with Johnny Gargano. Well, as much as Dexter Lumis can celebrate. Okay. Replay our showing of Becky Lynch call Anthony Bailey into accepting a steel cage match after attacking Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Byron Saxton is backstage with the man Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch says we're in Orlando, Florida, where it all begins 10 years ago. 10 years ago, she also first met Bailey in the weight room at the NXT Performance Center. Bailey wanted to be great. The way she did that was by high five, high fiving and hugging people, as well as attaching herself to whoever could help her. Becky Lynch also wanted to do what it takes to get to the top of this industry, but Bailey didn't like that. Becky Lynch attacks her and separated her shoulder and brought her family into this. You don't talk about her family. Becky Lynch has her in a steel cage match and has a cord to play tonight. Um, Becky Lynch and Bailey will battle in a steel cage match tonight in main event. Coming up next, Brock Lesnar will make his first appearance since being eliminated by Bobby Lashley in the Royal Rumble. So we go to commercial break. Um, the classic WrestleMania commercial of Triple H acting like William Wallace and Beaver and Braveheart is shown. Ric Flair made an unbelievable cameo in that one. So we get Brock Lesnar calls out Bobby Lashley. Okay. Brock Lesnar music hits and the WWE legend makes his way to the ring to a big ovation. Brock Lesnar is in his cowboy cowboy Brock gear. Brock Lesnar gets in the ring and listens to his ovation. Brock Lesnar says he appreciates the reception. Brock Lesnar says, "Good evening, Orlando." The crowd cheers. Did they catch the Royal Rumble? The crowd says they did. Brock Lesnar says he thought it sucked. Well, at least he had a sucky experience at the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar got his thrown over the top rope by Bobby Lashley. The top rope by Bobby Lashley, who Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar apologized for not being on Raw last week. Brock Lesnar had to get his head together. Bobby Lashley finally struck a chore in him. Last week he couldn't get Lashley out of his head. Lashley tried to go hunting, but he could think about was Bobby who Bobby Lashley. The next day he woke up. He wanted to go ice fishing, but all he could think of was Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar went for a steak and couldn't help thinking about Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley crawled into bed with his wife. After about 4 or 5 hours, all he could think about was Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley tried to consider what he would do about Lashley. Brock Lesnar came up with a violent resolution. It's a violent resolution. In his $5 den den jacket, it's a multi-million dollar contract. On the contract, it states Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at Elimination Chamber. If Bobby Lashley has a set of, you know what, he gets his you know what out here to sign the contract. The almighty Bobby Lashley makes his way to the ring in a nice suit. Bobby Lashley says it's nice of Lesnar to grace him with his presence. Bobby Lashley wants to bring him down memory lane. Bobby Lashley pinned Lesnar in match number one. Brock Lesnar won match number two, but Bobby Lashley lay his lay his unconscious as he walks out of the ring. The third meeting they face to face was at the Royal Rumble, and Lashley threw Brock Lesnar over the top rope without any problem. Brock Lesnar gives him the contract. If Lashley memory serves correctly, he'll do things on his term. Lashley will take this contract to his agent, manager, and lawyer. Then he'll get back to Lesnar after taking it into consideration. Is Brock Lesnar surprised that Bobby Lashley, who has one up on him? Bobby Lashley puts a finger in Lesnar's face, agreeing the beast. Lashley goes to walk off, but Brock Lesnar turns him around and hits an F5. Brock Lesnar puts the contract on Bobby Lashley. The crowd chants one more time, so Lesnar obliged to give Bobby Lashley a second F5. Brock Lesnar celebrates before leaving the ring. All right, cool. Let's move on. That segment right there was it was solid, but Bobby Lashley speaking on the mic is awful. We go backstage to see Johnny Gargano and Dex Loomis greeting Candice LeRae. Nikki Cross is showing stalking her in the background. Dexter Loomis made them a drawing with Nikki Cross stalking them. Candice LeRae asks who that is, and finally notice Nikki Cross in the background. Nikki Cross runs off. That part was funny. Nikki Cross was everywhere. Carmella Carmella makes her way to the ring. An Elimination Chamber Fatal 4-Way qualifying match is next. So we go to commercial break. Elimination Chamber Fatal 4-Way qualifying match. Carmella versus Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim versus Piper Nivens. Now this match was awful. The bell rings and Piper Niven explores Mia Yim and Candice LeRae with a double clothesline. Piper Niven steps up and scares Carmella back. Carmella gets out of the ring to protect herself. Piper Niven sends Candice LeRae into Mia Yim in the corner and avalanche them both. Piper Niven taunts the camera. Carmella jumps on Piper Niven's back and Piper Niven slams her off. Candice LeRae and Mia Yim double team Piper Niven, but Piper Niven fights them off. They drop Piper Niven in the ropes and double drop kick her out of the ring. Candice LeRae and Mia Yim square off. Mia Yim applies a waist lock and a forearm her. Mia Yim slams her into the corner and puts her on the top rope. Mia Yim puts her in the electric chair, but Candice LeRae counters with a poison runner. Carmella runs in and tries covering both, but Mia Yim and Candice LeRae continually kick out. Piper Niven then flattens all of them with a big splash. Piper Niven covers Mia Yim for a near fall, then covers Carmella for a near fall. Piper Niven clears the ring and taunts them. So we go to commercial break. We come back from the break to see Carmella avoid the avalanche from Piper Niven. Carmella big boosts her, but Piper Niven quickly runs her over with a shoulder tackle. Piper Niven catches Candice LeRae diving at her, but Mia Yim takes her down with a running neck breaker. Candice LeRae lands on the top of Piper Niven. Piper Niven rolls out of the ring. Carmella shouts to Mia Yim, this is her match. Carmella and Mia Yim trade forearms before Mia Yim kicks her back. Mia Yim hits Carmella with each defeat, but Piper Niven pulls Carmella out of the ring before the pin. Piper Niven gets in the ring, but Mia Yim punches away at her. Piper Niven's headbutts her and sets up for a powerbomb, but Piper Niven throws her aside when she sees Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae hits Piper Niven with a missile drop kick, followed by a springboard moonsault off the second rope. Mia Yim breaks up the pin, upsetting Candice LeRae. Mia Yim, who is trying to win this match with WrestleMania implications, has to explain herself to her friend. Piper Niven knocks Miriam into Candice LeRae and hits a black hole slam. Candice LeRae breaks up the pin in frustration. Piper Niven's. Candice LeRae is wearing a black armband that says Grandpa. Piper Niven takes Candice LeRae down and goes for a senton splash, but Candice LeRae moves. Candice LeRae hits Piper Niven with a step up senton splash. Piper Niven quickly rolls out of the ring. Carmella rolls Candice LeRae up for a near fall. Candice LeRae knocks Carmella back in charge, but Carmella drops her into the turnbuckles. Carmella talks trash and stomps away at her. Carmella moonwalks in the ring his Candice Ray with the Bronco Buster. Piper Nichols his Candice Ray with the Cannonball. Carmella super kicks Piper Nichols away and covers Candice Ray for a victory. The winner of the match, Carmella. I did not really care about this match. It was god awful. Carmella joins with Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, and Natalia in the Elimination Chamber match. The winner will face Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. I'm just gonna predict it right now. Asuka is winning the Elimination Chamber. She's going to battle Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. So I got Asuka winning the Elimination Chamber. That's all I gotta say. Baron Corbin is backstage acting as if nothing happened. JBL looks disgusted. JBL says he headlined WrestleMania. His Hall of Fame legacy has lost all the credibility because of Corbin. JBL says Corbin is not a modern day wrestling god. He is a clown. Corbin says he can change. He can change and will do better. JBL says you can't polish the turd as he already tried. JBL walks off on him. Corbin looks upset. In the background throughout that segment was MVP talking with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Shush, shush, please. Chad Gable and Otis of Alpha Academy make their way to the ring. They face Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin next. So we go to commercial break. Candice LeRae is walking backstage holding her ribs. Piper Nichols grabs her and threatens her. Mia Young runs over and breaks it up. Piper Nichols warns them that if they get between her and the Raw Women's Champion again, she won't be so forgiving. So we get the tag team match. Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. This was a solid match. Chad Gable starts against Cedric Alexander. Chad Gable takes him down and takes a nightmare. Gable rolls him around the mat before hitting a headlock takeover. Cedric Alexander gets out and they trade arm drags. Cedric Alexander kicks Gable and tries for a springboard back elbow, but Gable counters into a nice German suplex. Otis tags in. Gable applies a neck vice to Alexander. The number one guy, Otis, avalanches Alexander down. Shelton Benjamin tags in and punches Otis. Otis stops a whip and sends him into the ropes. Shelton Benjamin goes for a clothesline, but Otis absorbs it. Shelton Benjamin stuns him with a kick. Yeah, with the kick and goes for a avalanche, but Otis counters into a world strongest slam. Otis hits a big splash. The referee checks on Benjamin. Otis whips Shelton Benjamin hard in the corner, but Shelton Benjamin responds with a spin kick. Otis quickly slams Shelton Benjamin down. Otis puts Benjamin in the corner and backs up. Benjamin avoids an avalanche. Okay, Gable and Alexander tag in. Alexander hits a running forearm in a clothesline. Cedric Alexander forearms him in the face and hits a big drop kick to the back of the head. Gable sends him to the ropes, but Alexander sidesteps him. Alexander knocks Gable out of the ring with a neutralizer. Uh, neutralizer. Alexander goes for a suicide dive, but Gable catches him and hits an exploded suplex on the floor. Gable gets him in the ring and goes to the top rope for a diving headbutt, but Benjamin breaks up the pin. Otis runs in and attacks Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin sidesteps an avalanche and hits a pair of running knees, followed by a small drop. Gable attacks Shelton Benjamin and knocks him out of the ring. Gable takes Cedric Alexander down and goes for the top rope. Gable lands on his feet when Alexander avoids a moonsault. Cedric Alexander hits Gable with the lumber check for the win. The winner of the match, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. This was a solid tag team match. MVP celebrates with Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Okay, let's move on. Replay are showing Rick Boogs defeating The Miz in an unsanctioned match last week on Raw. Kathy Kelly is backstage with The Miz. Miz is waiting for an opponent with WWE Adam Pearce. Miz is presenting him with a billing of his 10,000 suit that his wife brought him last week. Rick Boogs comes out of the office upsetting the Miz. Miz says he'll have beaten Rick Boogs last week if Adam Pierce wasn't in compassion. Manager. Adam Pierce comes out of his office and Miz says this. Adam Pierce says Miz will face Rick Boogs next week on Raw. Rick Boogs is fired up. Chelsea Green walks up and says she's heading to the ring. Chelsea Green demands an opponent, or she'll call Adam Pierce manager. So we go to commercial break. Chelsea Green's opponent will be Asuka. Chelsea Green versus Asuka. This was a squash match. Before the match begins, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalia, and Liv Morgan come out to ringside. Carmella also comes down to ringside. Chelsea Green attacks Asuka from behind. Chelsea Green takes it to Asuka and lifts her for a flatliner. Chelsea Green trash talks to a woman at ringside. Nikki Cross comes out from under the ring. Chelsea Green continues to talk trash until turning to see Asuka. Asuka strikes away at her and hits a snap German suplex. Asuka hits her with a snap kick. Asuka charged, but Chelsea Green boots her back. Chelsea Green charged, but Asuka takes her down in a stretch her for the submission. The winner of the match, Asuka. This was a squash match. Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair comes out to the stage. Bianca Belair tells the woman to get a good look. What she sees are six top tier women in WWE who has what it takes to win inside the Elimination Chamber. Who has what it takes to go 1-on-1 with the EST of WWE. She said she was in their position last year. She knows what is like. She knows what it takes to win the Elimination Chamber. That's how she got the title, which was true, by the way. Bianca Belair wishes them all good luck because whoever makes it out, she'll be ready to see them at WrestleMania. Okay, let's move on. Cody Rhodes is walking backstage. We'll hear from him next. Commercial break. Wrestling has more than one Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Um, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, who is also the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble winner and headed to the main event of WrestleMania 39 against Roman Reigns. He makes his way to the ring. Cody Rhodes gets a great ovation. A Cody chant picks up. Cody Rhodes has what they want to talk about. Cody Rhodes used his time last week to talk with respect about his WrestleMania 39 opponent, the Tribal Chief, and best in the world, Roman Reigns. The crowd boos Roman Reigns' name. Cody Rhodes' path is straight, but the destination is a bit foggy. The current champion is putting the titles on the line against a guy who has kicked up all the dust. It is going to his hometown to face Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. A Sami chant picks up. It looks more and more like at WrestleMania 39 that he'll be challenging against Sami Zayn again. Cody Rhodes says this with the you 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 most respect. Cody Rhodes wishes Sami Zayn the best of luck. May the best man win. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman, the special counsel to the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, comes out to the stage. Paul Heyman introduced himself as the special counsel and wise man. Paul Heyman asks for permission to get in the ring, which Cody Rhodes grants. Paul Heyman says what Cody Rhodes may one day find out in his life of hopefully not at Heyman's expense is that life at the very top in this industry required an understanding that the only weak bruiser than the week leading into a major event like Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. It's the week coming out of a major event. Paul Heyman and the Tribal Chief have had a lot on their plate. On the island of Relevancy, they want to congratulate Cody Rhodes on winning the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match. Paul Heyman shakes his hand with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes smirks, waiting for the shoe to drop. A Cody Rhodes chant picks up, followed by a light "You deserve it" chant. Cody Rhodes knows his father and brother had nickname for Paul Heyman. Cody Rhodes says he will call him Mr. Heyman. Cody Rhodes is unparalleled, has unparalleled respect for him, and Paul Heyman knows why. If they're going to put back the curtain, they might as well put it back for the people and the audience at home. The year was 2000. They told his family had dried up a bit. Hard times become more than just a promo. His family went broke. There was $100 bank. His father was doing local car commercials, not for the money, but to keep the car. Then Dusty Rhodes got a phone call from Heyman. Heyman told him ECW was in town. Steve Carino World would talk smack about him. If Cody Rhodes will appear on camera, he'll pay him well. And ECW chant picks up. Paul Heyman kept his word. In addition to the money they sorely needed, ECW gave his father his confidence back. Cody Rhodes can never repay him for that, and thanks Heyman. Turning turning the clock forward before he was back here. He was causing trouble from this one sport in this sport to another. Paul Heyman shows him the way. Cody Rhodes thanks him again. Paul Heyman wipes away tears from his eyes. Say thank you, Paul. Champ picks up. Paul Heyman says Cody Rhodes is good and caught him off guard. Paul Heyman comes out here to smooth a little business, but Cody Rhodes got him personal. Paul Heyman takes a deep breath and the crowd cheers him. If they're going to peel it back and shoot for the hip, let's go all the way. This isn't about Heyman. With all due respect, audition, the acknowledgement isn't about Cody Rhodes. That this is about Cody. This is about everything he fought for to get back here. Win the Men's Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. Winning WrestleMania is a whole different story. Just getting there it's a long road. That Cody's story that he need to finish to see if this is a dream come true, or if he suffered the nightmare of coming so close. Cody Rhodes isn't just main eventing WrestleMania 39. Cody Rhodes is trying to take away from the greatest box office attraction and champion named Roman Reigns. That's not an easy task for a mere mortal. Will Cody Rhodes crumble and self-destruct because no one prepared him for that? Cody down to the road is the WWE Performance Center. At that very Performance Center, Cody's father, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, trained and prepared the biggest star of this generation. Cody Rhodes' father trained and prepared Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Kevin Owens, and Roman Reigns for the highest level of success. Cody Rhodes' father did not train or prep Cody. Cody Rhodes looked emotional. Heyman says, as a father, he could counsel Rhodes. Maybe his father wanted him to make it on his own and step out of his shadow, step out from the shadow of the national moment. Maybe his father wanted Cody Rhodes to step out to be the guy that wins the Royal Rumble and beats Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman cannot convey the words how much he loves Cody Rhodes' father. Paul Heyman can tell Cody Rhodes that his father truly loves him. Paul Heyman gets emotional as he says something personal. In his last conversation with Cody Rhodes' father, Dusty Rhodes told him that Cody Rhodes was his favorite son. Cody Rhodes takes a deep breath to contain his emotion. Paul Heyman says that Dusty said that Roman Reigns was the son he always wanted. Paul Heyman drops the microphone and smirks. In irate, Cody Rhodes steps up to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman begs him off, and says he'll just conveniently a message. Cody Rhodes violently grabbed Paul Heyman's hand. Cody Rhodes says he just trying to win a wrestling championship, and everyone wants to make it personal. Paul Heyman won't pay for it, but his boy Roman Reigns will pay for it at all. WrestleMania, when he takes those titles personally, Cody Rhodes shoves the microphone into Heyman, shouts, and rolls out of the ring. Now that was a good segment, but the crowd was dead. And that's all I gotta say. This was a good segment, but the crowd was dead. Okay, so we get the WWE 2K23 trailer. Montez Ford makes his way to the ring. Commercial break. United States Champion Austin Theory will be commentary for the next match. So we get Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Montez Ford versus Elias. This was a decent match. They lock up and Elias powers him to the corner. Elias hooks a side headlock. Ford tries to whip him off, but Ford holds on. Ford finally whips him off, but Elias hits a shoulder tackle for a counter. I'm sorry, for a 2 count. They trade pins. They trade pins before Elias hits a headlock takeover. Ford fights up and whips him off. Ford hits a shoulder tackle and a drop kick. Elias reverses a whip, but he lowers his head and eats a kick. Ford charge, but Elias hits a stun gun. Elias stomps him down in the corner and chops the chest. Elias whips him into the ropes and hits a back body drop. Ford rolls out of the ring to recover. Elias goes outside and sends him into the lead barricade before hitting a back suplex on the steel steps. So we go to commercial break. We come out from the break to see Ford fight up from the surfboard from a surfboard stretch. Elias quickly draws him with a backstabber and goes to the top rope. Ford punches Elias, but Elias fights back. Elias goes for a sunset flip, powerbomb, but Ford holds the ropes. Ford punches Elias in between the eyes. Elias quickly gets him in the electric chair. Gets him in the electric chair. What was I? What was I? It says electric chair. It was somewhere right here. It says Ford gets him into an electric chair. It was right here. Hold on. I think I found it. It says electric lead barricade before he hit a suplex on the steel steps. I read that part. Commercial break. We come back from the break to see Ford fights up from a surfboard stretch. Elias quickly drops him with a backbreaker and goes to the top rope. Ford punches Elias, but Elias fights back. Elias goes for a sunset flip, powerbomb, but Ford holds the ropes. Ford punches Elias in between the eyes. Elias gets him in the electric chair and spins him for a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Ford rolls to the apron. Elias grabs him, but Ford kicks him in the face and bounces him off the turnbuckles. Ford hits another kick to the face and heads to the top rope for a diving crossbody block. Ford hits a pair of clotheslines followed by a diving clothesline. Ford hits Elias with a back suplex before keeping up and posing. Ford connects with a standing moonsault for a near fall. Ford gets Elias. Ford gets Elias to his feet, but Elias punches him. Ford fights back and hits the ropes, but Elias hits him with a high knee. Elias hits a fisherman's carry slam for a 2 count. Elias chops the chest and shoulders him in the corner. Ford drops Elias on the apron, but Elias shoulders him back. Elias goes for a slingshot, but Ford forearms him off the apron. Ford dives over the ring post and hits Elias with a somersault. Says Sunshine. Ford gets Elias in the ring and hits a huge raw splash for the victory. The winner of the match, Montez Ford. This was a decent match. Montez is the final entrant into the United States Championship Elimination Chamber match. Ford joins champion Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, and Damian Priest. Austin Theory pulls on the commentary table and holds up the United States Championship. All of a sudden, Seth freaking Rollins childs blocks him to the floor. Seth Rollins then gives him a stomp on the floor. Rollins dances around and heads to the back. Okay, Bayley is talking with WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Dakota Kai and Io Sky backstage. Dakota Kai is on crutches from the attack by Becky Lynch last week. The steel cage match is next. Commercial break. Scheduled for next week's Raw from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley will have an elimination chamber contract signing. Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Natalia versus Asuka, Nikki Cross, and Carmella. Miz TV with special guest Seth Freaking Rollins. The women's steel cage match is next. So we go to commercial break. Steel cage match Bayley versus Becky Lynch. This was okay main event for what it was. This was okay. The bell rings. The first women's steel cage match in 19 years. 2 weeks late begins. Bayley tosses trash to Becky Lynch and shoves her. Becky Lynch fires back with forearms to the face before Bayley drops her with a kick to the knee. Bayley walks towards the door, but Becky Lynch takes her down. They each block shots into the cage wall before Bayley finally sends Becky Lynch headfirst into the chain link. Damage Control cheers Bayley on from ringside. Bayley stomps Becky Lynch and digs her face into the cage for a 1 count. Bayley starts to climb, but Becky Lynch dropkicks the cage to Bayley to the floor. Becky Lynch sends her into the cage wall twice before drop kicking her against the wall. Becky Lynch drives Bayley's face into the wall and shouts about talking about her husband. Becky Lynch gets Bayley in her Becky Lynch gets Bayley to her feet and sends her into the cage wall again. Becky Lynch begins climbing, but Bayley runs over and grabs her ankle. Becky Lynch is standing on the top rope. Bayley starts to climb, but Becky Lynch kicks her away. Bayley soon gets up there, so Becky Lynch bounces her off the cage wall a few times. Bayley fights back and shoves her into the cage before throwing her down to the mat. Bayley connects with a flying elbow drop for a near fall. So we go to commercial break. We come back from the break to see Bayley fight out of disarm her. Becky Lynch takes her down with a diving shoulder tackle. Moments ago, Bayley hit a sunset flip bump into the turnbuckles. Becky Lynch and Bayley exchange forearms in the center of the ring. Becky Lynch unloads on her and kick her down. Becky Lynch sends her to the corner, but Bayley begins to scale the cage. Becky Lynch grabs Bayley's leg and swings her into the cage. Becky Lynch goes to the top rope, but Bayley draws her into the cage wall. Becky Lynch kicks her down and lays her on the top rope. Becky Lynch connects with a diving leg drop for a near fall. Becky Lynch steps up for a manhandle slam, but Bayley gets out and hits a back suplex for a near fall. Bayley slowly begins climbing the cage. Climbing the cage wall. Bayley slowly begins climbing the cage wall. Becky Lynch puts her down and flips her into the cage wall. Becky Lynch goes for a leg drop, but Bayley counters into a knee bar. Becky Lynch fights it, and Corey Graves revealed that Becky Lynch shouldn't be selling the moves because it's not applied correctly. Seriously, Becky Lynch rolls out and sends her head first into the turnbuckle for a 2 count. Bayley goes back to fake knee bar, according to Corey Graves. Becky Lynch and Bayley exchange shots to break it up. Becky Lynch climbed the ropes and kicks Bayley away. Becky Lynch is on the top rope, but Bayley grabs her and climbs. Bayley Bayley connects with a super Bayley to Bayley for a near fall. Bayley begins to climb and, and is near the top of the cage, but Becky Lynch cuts her off. They're sitting on top of the cage throwing punches. Becky Lynch nearly falls off, but she climbs back up and uses the tra- trail tray trailers to apply the disarm her. Bailey screams in pain and falls to the mat. Il, Il Sky, Il Sky quickly climbs to the top of the cage to knock Becky Lynch to the canvas. Dakota Kai hands a crutch to Bailey. Suddenly, WWE Hall of Famer Lita runs down to the ring. The car, the car with Becky Lynch has been waiting to play. Lita rips Il Sky's off the cage, and she hits the floor hard. Lita blocks a crush shot from Dakota Kai and pulls her into the steel steps. Lita then slams the door in Bailey's face. Becky Lynch hits the manhandle slam for the victory. The winner of the match, Becky Lynch. This was okay, main event. Becky Lynch embraced Lita in the ring as the show comes to an end. Okay. Monday Night Raw was a 4 out of 10, like I mentioned earlier. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my WWE Raw review and highlights, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below on what you guys saw on Monday Night Raw because it was a 4 out of 10. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube. Follow my socials, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And I'll talk to you guys later. This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv. KFG crew, KFG Kings, Too Sweet. I'm out of here. Gang.